guys, welcome to another video. If it's the first time you've watched my channel, then thanks for checking it out and I hope you enjoy my videos. If you do, then please do like, subscribe and share. Sorry about the format in the other videos, I didn't have it recording in the right format, so this should hopefully be in the right format now and you'll be able to see a lot better. So it's been nearly a month actually since I made the last episode, and if you remember, I was busy trying to get everything done. I actually took the Golf away for a week and did maybe another 500 miles in it and no hitches at all, so that was great. So I've done nearly 1,000 miles in it. I've not been driving it really since I got back from that too much because the power steering belt is needing changed and it's working fine, but it's a bit squeaky and obviously at some point it will break. So I've ordered a couple of them, both the V-belts for it, so when they come I'll get them stuck on. But apart from that, I've not really done anything. I took one of the spotlights out the grille because if you remember, one of them wasn't lining up properly because the glass had been fixed on wrongly when they were making it. So they're sending another one out and hopefully that should come tomorrow. So yeah, I got most of the stuff done that I wanted to do before I went away. I ended up being in the garage till I think maybe 5 or 6 in the morning. Was determined to get it finished. Oh, one thing I did do while I was away wasn't really getting the induction noise that I hoped for from drilling the airbox, so I did buy a K&N high flow air filter for it, panel filter, but unfortunately that didn't really seem to make much difference. I also blocked off the hot air inlet as well. There wasn't a pipe going to the manifold, so there wasn't really any point in having that there, and obviously you don't really want to be drawing in hot air anyway. It's just obviously to try and help when you're starting from cold, but it starts on the button every time. So I blocked that off, just stopped at a petrol station and got a universal fuel filler cap and just stuck that on and taped it on. So obviously I'll do a more permanent solution than that, but that just did the job anyway. So things I didn't get done were like sort of the GTI, Golf GTI and the 16 valve badge on the back. The red vinyl trim that goes around the grille is painted on originally, but it does tend to fade, and obviously if you put vinyl on it then you can just quite easily change it a lot more easily than painting it. So got to do that as well. So just a couple of wee things to do in this episode, nothing too heavy, but I'm sure you'll appreciate the difference that it makes to the car. Maybe look at taking out that sub unit from the boot and maybe look at just kind of trying to do something with the headlining temporarily before I do it properly. Yeah, so I've got my uncle's car coming in tomorrow. I'm going to paint his back bumper. He had a bit of a mishap with it, so I only have really a few hours, so I can do the wee bits on this and then get on to the next Mark II 16 valve, which is going to be the blue one, and I will show you that very soon. So just to remind you of how it's looking just now, it looks a bit weird with one of the spotlights missing, but never mind. So I need to put the red vinyl strip around the grille, so we're going to do that today. I do have some center caps for the alloys, and just moving around, caps up in there. And yeah, the back of it's looking a little bit bland just now. So I think that would look much better with Golf GTI 16 valve on the back of it. And I still haven't remembered to put the bee sting aerial back on, and I can't see it right now. Where's it gone? Okay, I'll find it and do that in a second. So yeah, there we are just now. I did remember as well that I forgot to say I'm going to need to look at the exhaust as well, because there's a bit of a rattle from it, and thinking back, I think I remember seeing some sort of wrap around it with a Jubilee clip or something, so it's maybe just had a little bit of a bodge, kind of quick repair. So we'll have a look at that as well. Maybe have a look at the V-belts as well and just see if there's anything, maybe we can tighten them up or something just now. But yeah, I think the first thing we're going to do is tackle the badges on the back. And I did have a wee look at the red one because it still has Just push this forward a bit, which is going to be hard because it's just been washed and the handbrake's on. That'll definitely make it more difficult. So I'll shove this forward a wee bit. Yeah, the red one still has the holes in it where the badge goes, but as you can see on this one, somebody's filled them in. So what I did was I took a really kind of quick tracing just to get a rough idea of where the holes should be. And what I'm going to do is just try to probably just drill with a really small drill bit just to try and get to the holes. I'm gonna, obviously I'm gonna be doing some body work on it anyway when I paint the full thing, so if I'm a little bit off or whatever, it's not going to be a mega drama because I can just fix that when I do the full body work on this thing. So I'll go and grab some tools and the badges and that wee template that I made, and we'll have a look and see how we go on with that. Okay, so I have a really technical drawing here which I'll show you. If I was doing this and not painting it, I'd probably be being a lot more careful, but painting it anyway, so not worried. And I'm pretty sure I know how I took this template, but it was nearly a month ago, so we'll soon find out. And I'll try and do this without getting my big head in the way of the camera. So I'm not going to drill it as big as it should be for the badges. There would have been some plastic, like receivers. What's the correct term? Can't really think of the correct term, but basically a plastic bit that the plastic bit on the badge kind of locks into. I don't have any of them, so what I'm going to do just now is just try and get it to the right size for the size of the badges that are there. As you can see, that's white what's coming out, so that's really good because that means it's filler, which means I'm kind of in the right spot, which is surprising. Okay, so I definitely hit filler all 3 times, so that's good. So what I'm going to do now is just grab the badge and see roughly where we are. I think what I'm going to do is just make the holes slightly bigger and then just use some adhesive just now. Just kind of need to be able to go in like really flat and happy without having to kind of the badge bending, because it's obviously just going to kind of sit out at an angle, which is not what we want. They've filled quite a big area, so it's kind of hard to see where it should be. Okay, that's going on nice and easily, so that's what I should really have got it to in the first place. Paint. Okay. Now, remember the stuff all over the tailgate, and I wasn't sure what it was, and it just made a big mess, excuse me, of the back of it. Well, I figured out what it was. It was something like this, and I think probably what's happened is it's been maybe leaking or something, and somebody's tried to use this stuff to fill in where it was leaking rather than just kind of address the seals, and I think it's probably just run down the back of the car, and I think that's what it was. So that's that mystery solved. I should have thought to use this in the first place because it's going to be a lot easier to get off than the sticky pads. I just hope that I've not put too much on here because it's going to squirt everywhere if I have. Okay, so now that in hindsight I did think about the fact that it would have been smart to look at the blue one, I'm going to go and look at the blue one just to check exactly where the GTI 16 valve badge should be. Okay, gonna do this a little bit more professionally. Got some 1 centimeter masking tape here, and that's gonna make life easier. There we go. It's going to be much better to see it, excuse me, outside. But wow, what a difference those badges make. Doesn't look like it could be a 1.3 anymore. That's awesome. So happy about that. That's really great. Cool. Okay, so on to the next job, which will probably be the red vinyl for the grille. So let's shoot around to the front and we'll have a go at that. Okay, I think I've got everything that I need. I have some rubbing alcohol, a cloth, the vinyl stripes, and some water. I've not done a lot of stuff with vinyl. I should probably get a little squeegee thing to get rid of the bubbles. Yeah, I've not done a lot of work with vinyl. I just remembered about another car that I painted. I painted the front end of a Vauxhall Adam, and it had the decals on the bonnet, the vinyl decals, and I managed to do them not bad at all. Managed to get them lined up, and not really much in the way of bubbles to speak of, so hopefully this shouldn't be too bad. But I've just cursed myself again, and that's just reminding me that I told you I was going to do the quick service on it and I wouldn't film it, but it should be quite easy. It actually took me about 2 hours to get the oil filter off, and it was an absolute nightmare. So either He-Man put it on or it hadn't had a service just before I got it, but I don't know, but it was really hard to get it off. I tried the usual kind of old school trick of getting a screwdriver through it, but it was just not coming off at all. So I actually borrowed a cool little tool and I bought one, so I'll show you it. Yeah, I'm sure everyone has got one of these apart from me, but it's a really good tool. So it just clamps around the old school type of oil filter, so as you turn it, it just tightens on it, and it was still quite actually difficult to get off with that because there's so little room. I'll show you in another video or later in this video. There's so little room just to try and get in there. I still had to go under the car and lots of extensions and things like that to get it off. So, and because it took me so long and I was so annoyed, I also bought another couple of tools. So this one is a strap that goes around it and you lever it off, and this one as well. So hopefully I never have that problem again. So just gonna put this on here to clean it off. I'm hoping this is the same as any other kind of sticky vinyl in that you can wet it first, and that gives you a chance to get it lined up properly before it's stuck. So according to the instructions, there's 2 strips. Oh, okay, I thought they were cut to size, but apparently not. There's 2 strips, one for along the top and another one for along the bottom. Okay, yeah, I thought they were kind of cut to size, so you got, I was gonna kind of just try it on first, try lining it up before I committed, but that's obviously not going to be possible, so I'll just crack on and make it nice and wet. Okay, I'm done. It is what it is. I think it's probably slightly better than not having any red borders on the grille at all, but only just. But I think it looks okay from a distance, but I'll let you see. So from a distance, It's not horrendous. It's not perfectly straight. There's these kind of humps where it's been injection molded, I think, and it kind of I should probably have like flattened them out first. Looks so weird with that spotlight missing, but yeah, this doesn't bend round corners, or if it does, I don't know how to do it. So I've just had to like try and make kind of neatish joins. So corners sticking up. We'll see how we go on. Yeah. It might well fly off the first time I go to the car wash. It might not, and if it doesn't, that's fine. It'll do until I'm painting the whole car, and then when I'm doing that, I'll take the grille off and I will paint it properly and make sure it's exactly the way it should be, because I don't really mind if it flies off when I take it to the jet wash, but when I'm passing the car on to someone else, I definitely don't want that to happen the first time that they wash it. It's not very nice. Okay, so that's that done. Next wee thing we'll do is stick the wee stickers on the wheel centers. So I'm just gonna do that, and then let's see, what time is it? 7:15. Yeah, so then maybe we'll have a look at the exhaust and see what's happening there.